Welcome to Pinpoints, key points from top business experts. The topic of this issue is Understanding Big Data, a Revolution in Measurement by nationally recognized technology expert Steve Lohr. The growth of information or data has almost always been a challenge, and it has often led to the development of new technology. However, big data isn't going to be a really big deal until it migrates from its internet incubators, like Google and Facebook, into and across mainstream industries. Big data is a catch-all phrase and a marketing term, but substantively it means three things. 1. It's the flood of modern digital data from all sources: the web, smartphones, sensors, genomics, and so forth. 2. It's a set of software tools, mainly machine learning, a branch of artificial intelligence that can be used to make sense of all that data, to see patterns of behavior, and to make predictions about what's likely to happen next. 3. It opens the door to a revolution in management and makes possible a different mindset or point of view about decision-making. The gist is that more decisions in business, government, and everyday life can and perhaps should be made based on data and analysis rather than experience and intuition. In discussions of big data, there's a lot of focus on the sheer volume of data and its exponential growth. The volume of data is estimated to be doubling every 2 years. Far more than the volume, it is the increasing variety of data, from smartphones to sensors, that will help bring a revolution in measurement. Tools of measurement can matter a lot. The promise of the tools of data science is that they will allow people to see, sense, and act more intelligently in nearly every field: science, business, social sciences, and policy making. While big data can be a powerful tool, it has its limits. So much depends on context, what is being measured, and how it's measured. Data can always be gathered and patterns observed, but are the patterns significant? Are you measuring what you really want to know, or are you measuring what is most easily measured rather than what is most meaningful? There is a natural tension between the measurement imperative and measurement myopia. The basic drift of data is unassailable. Decisions of all kinds should increasingly be made based on data and analysis rather than experience and intuition. Science prevails, and rule of thumb reasoning is on the run. There is a caveat, however. Experience and intuition had their place. At its best, intuition is really the synthesis of vast amounts of data, but it's the kind of data that can't be easily distilled into numbers. Part of the promise of big data is that it opens the way through more fine-grained measurements into a broader, more integrated look into an organization's operations. Ideally, big data technology should widen the aperture of decision-making rather than narrow it. The technology tools may open a door, but people have to walk through it. That is, a matter of people with appropriate skills and with a different mindset. To say that big data technology is the wave of the future and perhaps inevitable is not to say it will be immediate. A little perspective is required to see the substance behind the salesmanship and recognize that the latter comes and goes in hype cycles, while the former is a permanent force. With big data technology, we'll see some new rules in data collection and use, and privacy expectations will evolve as well. An accommodation will be reached. That's the way it's always been with technology. It will be the same with data science. There are always trade-offs. As big data technology advances, corporate executives will find that privacy will become less an issue to be managed when some breach occurs than a part of the company's brand. Will people download smartphone applications supplied by the company? Will they sign up for store credit cards? Both are conveniences, but both are also tracking devices. If they trust the company, convenience will trump privacy concerns. Revolutions in management, as in technology, become evident in retrospect, and they take time. One is underway now: data capitalism. Since the Industrial Revolution, new counting and communications technologists have altered the structure in management and business. Since then, the practice of managing people, corporate structure, and strategy has continuously adapted to advancing technology and changing intellectual fashion. In structure and strategy, trends embraced over the years have included conglomerates, virtual corporations, globalization, re-engineering, and strategy based on technology platforms rather than products. Yet the guiding metric of management for decades has remained the same: finance. With improvements in communications and computing, financial performance can be measured faster and in greater detail than before. It is still the fairly blunt, crude measurements, counting money. It is still financial capitalism. With all the new sources of information from outside the corporate walls, big data is an information-based look at the present and the future, helped by artificial intelligence software. It won't happen overnight, but the center of gravity in business decision-making will swing toward data. Management will become less a finance exercise and more of a data exercise. Financial capitalism will give way to data capitalism. Steve Lohr has covered technology, business, and economics for the New York Times for more than 20 years and writes the Times Bits blog. He is the author of Dataism.